Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Stylogram Podcast. Tuning into us is like having a chat with your style-savvy friends where you talk about the latest trends and fashion events. So this week there were 2 trends that I absolutely loved and 2 that I'm not quite sure about. Let's start with the ones that I'm not very sure about. Dresses worn over pants seems to be the latest trends rather than wearing them over tights. Let's see how that pans out. Also, I've recently seen that pants have cut-out pockets on them. So essentially, you can see your undergarment underneath it. Don't like that trend at all. Now let's jump to the ones that I loved. Circle zippers. This trend may be tiny, but makes huge fashion statements. I'm talking about dangling circles of all sizes from zippers, whether they're jackets, sweaters, shirts, or jeans. Denim on denim never really left the fashion scene according to me, but now it's officially back in style. Love, love, love that look. Okay, now enough of the trends from me. Let's move on to our super cool guest for today. We have with us the House of Misu girls, Sumaya and Mithali. They're one of India's top style bloggers and they're fashion and style influencers too. We love their cutting edge style on their Instagram accounts. Let's talk to them about what they feel keeps them going and what they think about trends and fashion. Hi Sumaya and Mithali. So good to have you guys here.
Hi, amazing to be here.
So
Very
excited for our first podcast.
We're going to have so much fun and we're going to learn so much. Our listeners are going to learn so much about fashion and style, I'm sure. So let's get started. So tell us how you got here because, I feel like what you guys do is something which is so different. It's something I pretty much feel like you all are the pioneers in this field because there's no one who's doing this, no one who really did this before. Give us a little bit about your background. Let's start with you, Mithali.
So, Sumaya and I actually went to school together and we've known each other since we were about 6 years old. Then after the 10th grade, we went to college together for 2 years and I went off to the United States to study and Sumi stayed here. And we always knew we would work together. So when I graduated and came back, I worked for 1 year in PR and then we kind of convened again and we were like, now is the time. And we registered our company and we just jumped in guns blazing.
Wow. And so when was this? How long ago?
This was, I think I was about 22 years old and I'm 27 now.
Okay. So about 5 years ago.
So about 5 years ago we started House of Misu.
And what made you choose this career path? Because it was obviously very offbeat 5 years ago for sure, even now.
Yeah, when we started, it was us and maybe 1 or 2 others. There was no one else doing what we did. And it was definitely a very unusual career path to take. People in India didn't understand what we were doing.
Right.
And I, coming from the States, had seen the power of social media, had seen the power of bloggers and good content, being put out on the internet for people to really learn from. So we started out with a lot of styling and with an in-house fashion label actually, which is where the word House of Misu kind of came.
Okay, so tell us what Misu stands for. What does House of Misu stand for?
Mithali and Sumaya.
The first 2 letters of your name. Yeah, cool. So what was your concept when you started? I mean, I know you had a label of your own, but when you started and you decided you wanted to, kind of do something cutting edge, you wanted to get into styling, and now I think you're most known for, being fashionistas and influencers on Instagram, right?
So I think when we started off, it was more about just being in the fashion space. We hadn't really figured out exactly what we wanted to do because the concept came up when we were 21 saying, let's just start doing something in fashion. I did jewelry design and she did apparel merchandising. So we just knew that this was the path. We'll see where it takes us. Our parents were like, what are you guys doing? This makes no sense. Why would people be interested in paying you to style them? At that point, even styling was a big deal. Why would people pay you to dress them? That makes no sense. Why can't they go out and buy something themselves?
And also because we weren't styling celebrities. We wanted to steer clear of the whole Bollywood styling because there's no creativity involved. We wanted to style laymen, regular people, men and women who lived normal lives. And it was definitely unusual because even though you have the Trini and Susanna in the UK, you don't have someone like that here. And
But
that's
do
what we
you,
did.
I have a question about that. Do you feel that there's a market for stylists? Because I've had a bunch of friends who have tried to enter the space, and it's quite difficult because I feel like the ordinary Indian feels like they know their style.
The thing is that, whenever we've done it, and we've been doing it since so long, you'd be amazed at how many people do want that someone telling them how to dress. It's not about the people who grew up in Bombay and who've already lived that kind of lifestyle, but it's people like engineers and like people in advertising whose wives are from like maybe smaller places like Allahabad or something. That's been where most of our clients have been from, and they want to dress the way, like in Bombay, they feel like they're a little almost like the black sheep, or they're a little different from the women here, and they just kind of want to blend in. And I
Right.
think that most of our clients have been like someone from a high post, their wives who just want to blend into the city.
Yeah. Okay.
And
And
they
then
want
there
to
are
find their
people-
voice, basically.
Right.
And then there are people who just want to change their style, who realize they've stagnated and they've kind of heard of us, or they've seen us online and gotten in touch with us and said, I'm bored. I've seen my closet and it's just not working anymore. Can you help me?
Okay.
And then we come in, do a wardrobe overhaul, and then take them out shopping, and it just depends on their budget and how far reaching we can be.
Right. So would you classify yourselves as stylists first and then fashion bloggers?
I feel like
That's
for us,
interesting.
it will always be a stylist first, because if we can't style ourselves, I don't think we can be in this field to begin with.
Right.
Yeah, so
Good point. Yeah.
so it is.
Because I think from the outside, I've always thought of you more as, style bloggers rather than stylists. I guess because we don't get to see your work styling others on your
Yeah,
platforms.
because the thing is that real people don't want their pictures anywhere, so it's
course.
always really behind the scenes. Only 1-2 of our clients let Times of India take an interview of them and stuff, because people don't want to even tell people like you style them. They want people to think that this is our style and we know things about fashion. And I think that's the reason that the layman kind of styling is not something which is really like, it's not out there and people won't comment. I won't tell my
You can't
friend
see
like,
the before
hey,
and after.
Yeah,
Unless
of
you're
course.
doing like a TV show or something.
Yeah. Like you wouldn't
But
want
most
to tell
people wouldn't want their before
Yeah.
picture out there for
unless
sure.
unless you're a celebrity and you'd say like, oh, so and so styled me. A real person is not going to come out and be, I am at a party and someone is like, oh, you're dressed well. They're not going to be like, oh, my stylist dressed me.
Which is funny, right? Because I feel like when you go abroad, people, even Indians, are so open about the fact that they used a stylist or that they went to Bloomingdale's and there was an in-house stylist
Stylist.
there and they helped them. So I wonder why that is.
I think it's still like not shunned on, but like in front of people's friends and all, they want people to think that this is a personal style, and I think that's where the where the problem arises, in which
Right.
why this kind of field can't grow. Like it's definitely not a flourishing kind of space for real people.
The other thing I wanted to ask you was, who's your inspiration, from somewhere abroad? I actually thought maybe people like, the Man Repeller or the Blonde
Oh my
Salad
gosh.
or the Song of Style. They're huge style bloggers.
We love following influencers abroad because they're very inspired, more so than a lot of the local influencers in India who don't really have that much style, but take a cool picture or are marketing themselves intelligently, but they don't actually have style. So if you look closely, if you take that little telescope and zoom in, you'll realize like a lot of the influencers don't actually
In
have,
India.
don't actually have a good sense of style, but yeah, like I'm not that. I love Man Repeller's energy and like her personality. I don't love her sense of style. Christina Bazan has a great sense of style. Negan Mizrahi
she's amazing.
is phenomenal. We love her. Who else?
Blonde Salad.
Blonde Salad.
I think all her collaborations and how she's
Brilliant
positioned
businesswoman.
herself
Brilliant
is
businesswoman.
amazing. Like
Yeah.
I think that is
Yeah.
something that. So that's the difference, right? Out there, people still give it value. Out here,
It's
high
growing.
street, it's coming up,
Yeah.
but high fashion, like any of the bigger brands, they still wouldn't pay you to do it.
Yeah. But obviously, I mean, you girls are very good looking. You're like young. You'll have great bodies. You'll have great faces. So that's my other question. I mean, that's not the common man. So do you feel like that is something that's important for style? And how do you think that you could bridge that gap for the common person? Because there are women who are, big built and they don't have
feel
access to the beauty products that you all do.
I know, but I feel like at the end of the day, you're also looking at us in a way that we've styled ourselves. Like, yeah, I'm really, really broad boned that you don't see. Or Mitali's super short. And like
super short.
Okay, not
super
very short. But it's
short enough.
No,
I'm
but
short
like
enough.
when people get in touch with us and they're like, oh, but how can I wear an anarkali? Because that looks nice only on tall girls. And that's not true, because she wears an anarkali all the time and looks stunning. So, and I think it's also about like being like, we're really like, we eat healthy, we're fit, but that's not because we want to look a certain way in front of the camera. It's just that because that's our kind of lifestyle that we have.
And also, like, if you've read any of our content, our message that we perpetually keep putting out there is finding your own value and your own worth. We're not putting inane or very sort of superficial pieces of writing on our websites where people are going to read and think, oh, this is just an empty piece about this outfit and about how she made herself look pretty. It's actually a message. We talk about being a strong woman, being a working woman in this day and age, being someone who finds worth in themselves.
Maybe
and not
promoting
just because they're beautiful.
And promoting real standards of beauty.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
exactly.
if you do read the blog, they're all personal stories. There's not we're not just talking about a garment and being like, I wore this, you should buy it here. If you do go back and read any of our stories, they're very, very personal. They're always some point that we've pulled out from the story and then made it our own.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who do you think is your competition right now in this scheme of things?
Interesting question. So, like I mentioned earlier as well, like we have a USP that we've stayed true to. So we're of a very different. So I can say, like, in terms of relevance, although they're not like us. So like Love and Other Bugs are doing pretty well, and they put out very interesting content, but they're nothing like us.
Because
and they came much
are,
later than us as well.
Yeah, like our styles are so different. Like they're very grungy. We're not. We're polished in a way that meaning it's a very different.
Our aim is to reach the level of luxury brands and kind of cater more to that industry. So we're very different, but I think that they put out good content and they're quite relevant right now.
In the exact spot. Yeah,
do you think that it's still a very, very growing niche? And I think there is a lot of space
we have a
for
long
people.
way to
So the thing is that there's
a long way to go.
It's not like when there's only one person, like if we're the main people, that there's no work for anyone else.
No,
There's
really,
enough
because
for everyone.
I follow a bunch of style bloggers, and there are young girls, very young girls.
I know, and
who are doing so well
it's
for
so
themselves.
funny. Like a few girls have become bloggers, and they're like, we saw you guys, and we knew that when we turned 20, we wanted to start it, and they were like 16 at that point.
Yeah,
so
Santushi.
Yeah. So she came up to me and she was like, I saw you guys
on
so
Facebook,
many years
I used to
ago.
follow you. I love you guys, love your fashion, and I started.
And
Oh,
she's
that's so
doing
great.
great. Meaning
That's
she's
so
doing
great.
amazing. So there's enough space for everyone to like cohesively, live, because there's so much work.
Right.
Yeah.
And what advice would you give to girls who want to enter the space?
Well, one thing I would say, which actually a lot of new influencers are doing, is don't buy followers. It's happening. It's happening all over. I mean, we've been here for about, our company started five and a half years ago, but our Instagram and all is about 3 years.
3 years old.
3.5 years old, and we haven't hit 100,000 yet.
Honestly,
it's happening a lot.
I run a
so the
fashion
thing is-
platform as well. I don't know whether you guys have seen
Yeah,
it. but-
Stylogram, of course.
And, I just feel like buying followers is so silly because it just comes through in your engagement. So
Yes.
I
Yeah,
really
I know.
feel like people shouldn't
Like,
do
so
that.
when
Big
clients-
companies will do their research.
Of course they
will
will.
do their
When
research
clients
and
get in
call
touch
you
with
out
us
on
and
it.
are like, okay, but on a picture, that person had 4,000 likes in 20 seconds, but yours is only 700. So the way we look at it is on 100K, we have like a 10%, liking. That's how it would happen. And when we look at a picture and we see like, oh, if this didn't do well, let's figure out why it didn't do well.
Of course.
Was it the time? Was it the styling? Was it a different photographer? Why didn't people relate to it? Was it too unattainable? We need to go back and think about those things rather than spending 500 rupees and adding
And I think for
6,000
our
likes on it.
listeners-
And then
Yeah.
finally for the brand, it needs to finally lead up to something, right? Like, it's a slow process. It's not like if I put up a post today, tomorrow an outfit is going to sell. But at the end of the day, it's that constant reiteration that finally there is going to be waves, movement is going to happen, and sales are going to be made. But if it's all fake people, it's not going to happen. And we've stayed relevant for so long, and our clients have been, everyone's on a retainer, and we've been so strong since a few years now, and that hasn't died down. That's only because we've been so true to our integrity, and we've not tried to wither away. People have asked us, like, we used to have people like who worked with us saying like you can just boost it, and we're like, we never want to just boost it because it makes no sense.
I completely agree with
that.
It
makes no sense
That's
to
why
us.
we've grown slowly as well, because I feel like, buying followers is just not the way to go, and I feel like it comes through immediately. So,
and we, of course, we track, right? When there's someone new coming up or someone, in a similar space, we always track because you're my competition to some degree. So we know, we literally know every single influencer who has bought followers.
Because it's too,
and meet us too.
Yeah, and because the people who work for us, they're like, okay, from yesterday to today, you can't get 30,000 people. It's just not possible. Where did you get them from?
Oh my God,
who saw
totally.
you? How
You're
is that
reading
possible?
my mind.
And it's too funny because and we steadily grow like 100 people in like 10 days, and we've seen it like grow. It used to be 2-3 people in 10 days, and we've like followed that, and we're saying, okay, what can we do different for people, for it to be more of an engagement? But just to go and have 6,000 people like one.
But I have to be honest, it's also very annoying when I think the regular person, honestly, we're talking so technically, a lot of people, including my husband, would not even know what I'm talking about. He'd be like, what is this buying followers and all of that? And I feel like the regular person just sees how many total followers someone has on Instagram and how many likes you've got, and then they don't put their brain behind whether it was bought and what the investment was.
It's a double-edged sword.
I know.
I agree, but it just depends
you have to do
on
what you feel is right.
It just depends on how you want to treat your brand. Now, the way we look at our brand is like, we're not just influencers, we're business women. At the end of the day, we've got a long-term plan. We've got something really like hard-edged. We're going to do some really cool big things. And for us to achieve that, we need to stick to a certain path.
Right.
So for
because
us,
these
this is
things
the right
at the
way.
moment, it's too petty, right? It's like you want some instant gratification, but that's not ever going to stay long term. Like eventually that bubble is going to burst. How much money would you put in to buy followers? Even if it's a small amount, in 10 years, if you have to consistently pay money to have followers, all your profits are going to go there. And I just don't think...
And your content speaks louder than anything else,
absolutely.
I think. And for us, this is the path. I mean, each to their own, of course. So that's definitely one piece of advice I would give. And I would say find a USP and stick to it.
Yeah.
Be true to the person you are. Don't try to mimic, because when you mimic, you get lost.
Yeah.
Because there's too much of the same thing out there. Find a niche. Find, like, we have our niche, where, our niche is that it's our true life story. We're two best friends who work together, who love fashion, who are very interested in the same things, and who have certain senses of style that we put together to create something wonderful. We found our niche.
Yeah.
So find your voice and a niche and stick to it.
Right. And, that's the other thing I wanted to ask you is how tough or easy is it working together? Because I work with my best friend as well.
People ask us this all the time.
I know, and the thing is that, like, I feel like even like we both have sisters and stuff, but I feel like the only person I'd ever want to spend so much time with,
so many hours in the day,
because we've also found a way to, like, I've lived with her for a few months as well, and we found a way to give each other distance but still stay connected. So she can keep talking, but like maybe I'm listening, not listening. I'm on my laptop, she's doing her own thing. We've learned how to coexist in the same environment, because also within our work we both have really different roles. She creates the literature, I create the content. So we have really, all her client lists are different, mine's different. We don't step on each other's toes, and we also know how to agree to disagree. And maybe sometimes the other person's point is better than yours, and you should have that much of, your ego can't be that big that you can't take someone else's opinion. Because there are times when I might push for something, but her idea is definitely better. So you have to give in. And I feel like you just need to be, like when you're working with friends and you want your relationship to sustain forever, you just need to be open and compromise to a degree. But we honestly have never needed to really like compromise on big things, because we're always on the same page. Like,
and I guess for the big things you're probably on the same page.
Yeah,
right?
that's the reason we wanted to work together. Like if we had such big difference of opinions,
we've got the same dream, I would say.
The dream. And even like to an extent, like style, like we've been in different countries and bought the same things.
Yeah,
really?
It's actually
It's
happened
so
a lot.
Oh my
like,
God.
But this, like, we have so much of our wardrobe is
You're
the
like
same.
soul sisters.
Yeah, that's true. We actually
is true.
we have that written all over the place.
And the funny thing is,
one of our articles is
Soul
Sisters.
Sisters.
Okay.
And so many people meet us and they are like, oh my God, you look the same. And we're
Are
like,
your
no,
sisters?
we don't
Like,
look the
yeah,
same. But I
kind
think
of.
it just comes through because we've just known each other for so many years. And it's not like a, like a distant friendship that, cause
we're pretending.
Yeah, we're not pretending, because we are. And at the end of the workday, we still hang out. Like,
Yeah,
we're
we
still-
finish work and we're
we're
like, okay, come on now. At the end, after we're done work, should we go watch a movie? Should we get lunch? Should we have a date night? Like,
I know.
even though we spend the whole day together, it's like, okay, now work is done. Let's have some friendship time now. You have
That's
to
amazing.
You have to kind of separate the two, because then for people who have their own company and who work for themselves, it gets very difficult to draw that line.
No,
Yeah.
because
So
I
we
know
need
people
to-
who, like, after work don't want to go with work people for drinks because you've been with them
So
all
this
day.
is great, right?
We love
Yeah.
it. We're waiting for work to get over so we can go
So
hang
watch
out.
a movie or hang
Oh,
out.
wow.
Or, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that helps us maintain our relationship pretty
Yeah,
well.
yeah. Okay, so tell our listeners, what are the 3 components of a great photograph?
I think at the end of the day, it's all about it making an impact. It could be the simplest picture, but if it's I think it's also based on the photographer to an
Yeah.
extent. We give a lot of credit to our photographers
See, like,
to
I could
capture
go
that
into a
mood.
spiel about basic principles of photography and all. I studied this in university. I've studied, like, how the eye moves across a picture. But I think it depends on the market. So for us, we've realized recently that a lot of pastel seems to be doing really well. Like, people are responding a lot to pastel. So what is happening in the market right now that is the case. So I think what makes a good picture just as a whole would be your basic architecture of that picture, like, obviously your makeup and everything needs to
Yeah,
be
of course.
good, but just like your
So do you
angles,
do your own makeup, or do you
Oh
have...
yeah, we do our own makeup.
And you do your own
99% of the
styling as
time.
well?
Yeah, we style everything.
Okay.
Yeah, except a few magazine shoots that we've been in. I think we've styled every single thing
Yeah.
you see.
So I guess
on our
lighting is
platform.
really important in a good picture.
Depends. Now, it depends on what your whether it's editorial. Are you going edgy? Are you, like, we did a shoot with Hermes recently, which was all about lighting.
Yeah.
So it was all about, like, finding your harsh light against your shallow light and your shadows. Then we've done a lot of outdoor shoots, which is all about natural lighting. So it just depends on the campaign that you've put together,
Okay.
really. And it's really funny. Like, we might have a picture that we think is just incredible. We can't wait to release it. And there's a picture that we've just taken. It's an outdoor shoot. It's like a normal picture that we've put up similar things before, and we're not that excited about it. It's fine. And then that picture does 10 times better than the
And
picture
the
we're
thing we
excited
took
about.
such an effort to do, we're like, why don't people like this? Why aren't
Yeah.
they responding to it? What's going
That's so
on?
frustrating.
So
It's
so funny. And you have to think back to, like, why are people not responding to this? Like, what is the problem? It
Yeah.
looks stunning. The photography is amazing. The concept is so good. But yeah, I guess, like,
Yeah.
sometimes
And
peop-
what do you think of vlogging? Do you think that's the future?
Oh, of course. It's been huge for a while now. Like, when we started out about 5-6 years ago, Sherry was
Sherry.
already doing it.
And she's doing great.
And she's doing really
She
well
is.
now. Yeah, so it's definitely huge. It's huge abroad, and we've started to do videos, but our videos are more like your editorial, because, I mean, that's our USP, right? We don't know how to do anything besides that. But yeah, it's definitely massive. A lot of DIYs and a lot of makeup vlogs and travel vlogs, and it's massive. And hopefully we'll get into it in a good
So
way.
you want to diversify into travel and beauty?
Oh,
or
so
We're
we've
already
already-
in travel. We're already in
in
beauty. We've been working with brands like Bobbi Brown, Estee Lauder,
Lancome
since years and years.
Yeah.
It's just that we don't do the videos, right? So
Right.
it's not something that, like, it's not your DIYs, your basic things that people are going to, I mean, of course they still respond, but it's not that they'll save and they'll watch and they'll copy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been in beauty for decades now, and even travel we've started. It's been a while, and we're diversifying further into it.
Yeah,
So
but we're just
focusing
waiting on a new
travel.
website to release anything that is travel related.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because it's
Yeah.
got a whole
So we've
section.
rebranded, basically, completely
Great.
rebranded,
After
and it's going to be
6
insane.
years, we've changed our logo. We
Yeah.
just
Oh,
were so
lovely. But
excited
the name
about
is
it.
the same.
This
No,
name is
name's the
always
same.
going to be the same.
Yeah. So what's next for y'all?
So our website's going to open doors to new and big things for us now. We've got we've got a few brands that we've been talking to, big, really cool brands that we want to work with in a big way. But I don't want to get too much into that, which will be showcased on the website.
Okay.
And of course, Maya's wedding's coming, so we're going to do the
Oh,
second.
super excited about that.
Yeah, the
Yes.
second digital Misu wedding will be happening in a few months. So that's definitely in the pipelines. And yeah, I don't want to disclose too much
Yeah.
because these are things that I like to, like, surprise our followers
Of
with.
course.
But yeah, so just wait for the website. I think that's the biggest, coolest thing that's going to come.
Well,
now.
on that note, we're going to take a break. I'm sure our listeners are checking you out right now as we speak. We'll be right back with some really fun stuff.
Hi, I'm Tejas.
Hi, I'm Jishnu, and we are the nerds from Geek Fruit. If you're a nerd, this is exactly the kind of show you didn't even know you were looking for.
And if you don't believe us, you can check out Geek Fruit exclusively on Savan.
May the force be with you.
You nerds.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm with the House of Misu girls, Sumaya and Mitali.
Hi, guys.
Hi again. So girls, are you ready to tell me some really maybe a little controversial stuff? Tell me a fashion faux pas that you've seen recently or that you've even better made yourself.
Oh, okay.
I kind of went ham on the highlighter and I had to really control myself to not go crazy with
On
it.
your hair,
I mean,
right?
no,
So-
on my face, the cheek
Oh, on
highlighter.
your- okay.
I felt
She
like you could
generally
see
goes
me.
ham on
you
the
could see me
highlighter.
shining like from a mile afar, and I had to be like, I can't. Like I just.
So did
need
you
to
realize
tone
this yourself,
Yes.
or did someone have
Yes,
to tell
no,
you?
I realized it myself. My here, Mitali has been telling me. My sister's been telling me, saying like, we know it's a great trend. Like, just need to tone it down a bit. And I was like, yeah, I really need to. And even the eyebrows, the filling up of the eyebrows, I thought like we went a little overboard initially, and then we've now kind of found a way to make it natural. And we saw it new and we took it up, but
Yeah.
it was a bit too much. So
Yeah.
we all make mistakes, I guess.
Okay. Anything from you, Mitali?
I need to really think, not because I haven't made mistakes, just because I have the world's worst memory. Okay.
Yeah, she's a goldfish.
I'm a goldfish.
Have you seen anyone?
Oh gosh.
Yeah,
Should we?
please.
Do we have
No, please
a
be
week?
controversial.
I just feel like people need to like when you see trends and stuff, you need to take in what is natural, and in terms of like,
Yeah, like,
what
don't
suits
force
you.
it.
Don't force it because you can see it. Like on a summer afternoon, you can't be wearing boots and like a like a
Not in
knit blazer.
India
Yeah,
at
not
all.
here at all. Like we
Or
understand
like a
looks
red dress and red lips and go crazy.
Red shoes, red
like,
bag.
it looks cool and stuff
see
in a
that.
picture,
I
but like,
recently
but
saw
it's
that.
just it's not normal.
It's not
we know
normal
like
behavior.
you have to dress like where you're going. You can't just
Yeah.
to make an impression. I don't like it when people dress solely, to make a splash. Like if you're going for a lunch, you really don't need to wear something.
Yeah,
Which
I
is-
mean, at Lakme Fashion Week, I saw the weirdest fashion
Oh,
being
me
spotted
and
by
Madani
people.
just sit and laugh
people
at
were
the
just
side.
trying so hard with like purple hair and like different colored lipsticks, and it's not necessary, and it just
It's
stands
natural.
out in the
It's
crowd.
unless
natural
that's
to
your
some people.
See, unless that's your personality, you're some really quirky person and that is you, then go for it. But when we go to Fashion Week, we just kind of elevate. Like I'd wear something like this because I'm at work and I just want to be cute. Maybe touch up my makeup a little more than I have right now. But there's no reason to just why are you wearing a cap? Or why I don't know, why do you have like some body chains on? Where are you going? This is not a
One
music
more
festival.
thing I have to say is, please, guys, like stop being naked. Like your shorts are, yes, they should be short, but they should cover your butt. I see this all the time, and it drives me crazy. And I've
But
actually
naked
loses
is a
it.
trend now.
Yeah, but it's a trend that objectifies, and I'm so against objectification, because if you're going to put yourself in that position, like there's one thing to be like feminine and strong, there's another thing just to do it for the sake of doing it,
Yeah, just
Like-
because it's
Like
a trend.
I feel like
Yeah,
you need
because
to
it's a
dress
trend.
according to where you go. Like you're at the beach, you go for it. We wear bikinis all the time, and that's cool on
Yeah.
a beach. But there's really no point wearing it in the middle of Fashion Week, where like people
Well,
are just
I
turning
can
around and
see
looking
your
at you.
butt.
Yeah,
I saw it.
Really?
I saw it. Yeah, I've seen so many people's butts at Fashion
Wow,
Week. And
that's something.
Yeah, and actually a lot of influencers are doing it as well, which really breaks my heart, because you're an influencer. You have a responsibility. Like you may not realize it because a lot of them are young, but you have a voice. People are listening to you. People are watching you. You're working on impressionable young minds. Don't put the message out there that it's okay to do this just because it's a trend. Because then you have idiots, in Delhi claiming that usne pehna aise kapde pehante hai to like she got raped. So let's not let people think that we're idiots who treat ourselves in objectified ways, so it's okay for them to treat you like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So that's one thing that I definitely think
Yeah.
is wrong.
Any trends that you feel is really ruling the runway or the streets right now?
Cold shoulder.
yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
like hot and how
Everywhere. Yeah, everyone's
It's
doing
cold
it.
shoulder, off shoulder.
Off
All-
shoulders,
anything to
cut
benefit.
out shoulders. The shoulders are the thing right now.
Yeah.
and it's doing really well, and
Yeah.
it's for like all body types. I think that's a really good thing about this trend, that even like people who are a little heftier, when you
Or
show your
tall or
shoulders,
short,
it
it
doesn't
doesn't
really make a
matter,
difference. It's looking good in Western clothes. It's looking great in Indian silhouettes as well. So I guess that's a trend too for people to
any
embrace.
other trend that you can think of?
I'm loving like hair accessories right now. Like I'm loving hair ties, all different ways, turbans, braids, like anything which has a little scarf in it. I think it's huge abroad. It's infiltrating here right now.
I think
I'm loving it.
Yeah, I think the sporty chic trend is still going strong. I think it's good. It's good for all type of girls. I think that when it just came out, I wasn't too keen on sneakers. Like I was like, no,
now
I don't
we
want
have
to wear
like
sneakers.
10 pairs of sneakers
Now I have
each.
10. I think so. So now it looks. I feel natural. When I first wore it, I was like, oh my god, they look so big on my feet. I feel like I'm going to the gym. And now, like a year later, we're like, okay,
and
no,
they're so
that's
comfortable.
Yeah,
I
and now
love
you can
this
go
trend.
out to a bar wearing sneakers and not feel, like underdressed, which I think is great. I think that's a nice transition we've made in fashion right now.
And are there any tips or tricks that you can give to our listeners on dealing with a bad hair day or just to perk up your look a little bit more?
My favorite trick right now, but it's also a little like if you have the right color and the right print and things, is like I said, the hair accessory, like the hair tie or like a hair band. So if you take a long sash and if you just look at a YouTube video or something of how you can make it into that like beach hairband, put it on your hair, no matter how dirty your hair is, like it's just going to look so cute.
And she does it all the time.
I do.
She does not wash her hair and just wears a hairband.
Yeah, I just mess up my hair at the back and just put the hairband on and it looks so cute. I did it for Fashion Week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
when
it
I wore
worked.
Payal Singhal, I had a black little hair sash on my hair, which I then wrapped around my neck as well because it was really long. So it became like a necklace hairband situation.
Oh, wow.
And you wouldn't even have known it was the same piece of fabric.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good way to tackle bad hair days. And Sumaya is really obsessive about hair, so I'd love to see what she says right now. I think hers would be like, I think she would just say, wash your hair and go to the parlor, right? Because she's OCD.
I would. Like, I just think, like, I'd like my hair to look good, so I'd
She's
rather
been
wash the
OCD
hair.
about hair since we were kids.
Really?
Like she would go to the parlor every single day, and we would get late, and I would call
kidding me.
Sumaya.
No,
be like,
I haven't done that in 10 years.
Yeah, I know.
I'm talking
She's
about
changed. We're talking about when she
we're
was like
talking
16.
about like 16 to like 20 till I finish college.
Yeah.
And then I've realized like, okay, no, I just
So
don't have
just
that
a
kind.
good blow dry.
And
Yeah,
luckily,
just to kill a blow dry. No curls, nothing that looks forth. Just to kill a blow dry.
but
Yeah, why
luckily
not?
the parlor was right behind my house at Cuff Parade, so I would call her and be like, Sumaya, where are you? Like we're running super late, and she'd be like, I'm just at the parlor. I was like, you went to parlor yesterday? She's like, yeah, but my hair needs to get done. And I'm like, I'm gonna kill you, Sumaya.
Yeah, so not anymore though.
Yeah.
Just now I know
So
how to
I'm
do my
thankful.
hair myself and
Yeah.
stuff. So I think beauty tricks is where, like, meaning at the end of the day, I feel like just a little bit of mascara and some blush and a little bit of lip tint does wonders. Like at the moment, like I don't have that much makeup on at the moment.
and you look great. So.
Thank you. So I think, just a few things to perk up. If your eyebrows are like, fine, just fill them in, put a little bit of highlighter. And I think even if you don't use like a bronzer, if you highlight, it already looks like you're bronzed.
And
'cause
what
it
colour
creates
would you
that
highlight
shot.
with?
I highlight, it's just a regular, it's a shine, right?
Yeah.
So a few companies have it. We are obsessed with the MAC one called Soft and Gentle.
Oh,
It's
nice.
amazing. I use it everywhere, over my eyelids, in the corner of my
Yeah,
eye.
it's super
I'm all over,
versatile.
on my nose,
Sometimes
on top of my
shoots,
lip,
like on our collarbones and
all
stuff.
over.
Yeah.
Oh wow,
It's really
that sounds
nice.
best thing
Just
ever.
don't drop
Super
it because it'll just
cool.
disintegrate.
Oh yeah, it breaks in a second. I've changed
Yeah,
like
just do
some
not drop
20.
it.
Oh
till
my
now.
god, I'm totally gonna get mine now. And on that note, we're going into a second break. We'll be right back with our rapid fire round.
It was rated Goregaon's most intelligent podcast. It was the best new podcast of the day when it was launched. And now, the irreverent brand of attempted humor and botched education is coming your way. You have many burning questions.
So what is the Brexit? What do mathematicians do, man? I mean,
Introducing Simplified, a weekly podcast that deconstructs issues around you, such as what on earth is Bitcoin?
So Bitcoin is just another currency like the rupee or dollar. The difference here is it's a virtual currency.
Do resolutions in cameras really matter?
They think that just because a number is higher, what they're getting is actually more.
And encryption.
So encryption, okay, is a process of encoding messages in such a fashion that only the intended recipient sees it in its intended format.
Hosted by Narendra Shanoy, a very wise man who can't stop making PG Woodhouse references. And Deepak Gopalakrishnan, who calls himself Chuck, a madman who can't stop making poor jokes.
Naren, what do you call a forest where you find all the latest news?
I don't have a good feeling about
A
that.
topical rainforest.
Follow Chuck and Naren as they scour Google and read Wikipedia for you and condense it into language you can understand. Simplify, helping you appear smarter to an audience that knows no different.
And we're back with the House of Misu girls, and we're going to jump right into our rapid fire round. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, let's start. 4 must-haves for a girl.
Okay, you want to take 2 and I'll take 2?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Mascara and my phone.
Damn. Silly. I guess I would say like a really good skin tint, like your tinted moisturizer.
I've clearly taken the
Credit
words out of
card.
your mouth.
A credit card. Absolutely.
I think we need that. So
colour-
between her and me, I think we're sorted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
between
can
the two of
survive
you.
anything now. Yeah.
Color or white and black?
I tend to go for black and white a lot. Like, I'll just get into my outfit and be like, I'm monochrome again this weekend. You know, I realize it happens a lot. So I think it naturally comes to me, but I love color.
Okay.
So I guess that would be my answer. It's not really an answer, but that's what you get.
Yeah. The latest it bag.
So for me, my next purchase is the Chanel flap. So I guess I'll have to say that because it's like the most staple. It goes from any outfit to any outfit. So I think that would be a nice bag that I'm getting. But I think a bag that's trending really hardcore is the new like woven Fendi Peekaboo. I'm seeing it everywhere, all over like Milan, Paris Fashion Week, and it's a wickedly cool looking bag.
Yeah.
I still need a Celine luggage tote, and I'm going to stay true to it till I get it.
Okay. So tell us the latest it shoes for you.
Sophia Webster song.
Oh my god, yes. Oh my god, I want them so badly. The one with the butterflies on
Yeah,
it.
those are beautiful. And the Boss Babe ones.
Oh my, yeah, so all of
The
them.
Boss Girl.
Her whole range, the
I love
butterflies,
Sophia.
the one that says Boss Babe, and the one that says Wifey for Lifey. I think I
Aw,
want those also.
Especially now that you're getting
And
home.
I'm really loving the Gucci open back.
Oh, she's obsessed
slingback
with
loafers.
those.
Oh my gosh.
We go every time, anywhere
Every
we
time
are,
I
we're
walk
trying
into a
them
Gucci,
on.
I'm like, yeah, okay, need to get. I love them. I'll
Most
get them one day.
fashionable star.
Blake Lively.
Yeah. Worst dressed in Bollywood.
I don't know if I should answer
No,
that.
I
no,
don't
you
think
should.
you should. I
You
don't
should,
think
you
you
should.
should.
That's hard. That's a hard one. There's so many of them.
I feel like it's not even their fault though. It's their stylist's fault.
Yeah, sometimes their
Let's not blame
stylists
them.
make bad.
Come on, give me one name.
It's so hard to pick one though. Who have we seen
Are
recently?
there that many?
So many. There's so many.
Oh.
But I guess that sometimes they just have like bad style days, like, you know. So
Yeah.
it's how do you? I guess overall badly styled. I don't know if I'm gonna hate. Shraddha.
Okay, we'll. Shraddha Mehra?
No,
Kapoor, sorry.
Shraddha
Kapoor.
Kapoor. Shraddha Kapoor. She's been making some very strange style decisions. She's very sweet. She's a great actress, but
Yeah, that's fine. We'll take that. Best thing about your job.
I get to work with my best friend, so I'm good.
Favorite perfume?
Chanel Chance.
Style is?
Style is being true to yourself while still making sure that you don't ignore any elements of yourself. You know, you have to treat yourself with love and attention, and I think
Right.
that shows.
How would you celebrate? A cocktail party or a pajama party?
Pajama
Pajama party. I don't know why, but these days we're all about like on
Not
the,
these days, we're always in our pajamas.
I'm not. Yeah, that's true. Like
We're
on the
always in our
weekend, if
pajamas.
there is no plan, we're game. Happy
We're
to
in
stay
pajamas
home.
90% of the time when
Yeah.
we're not at work or
Nice.
out at night.
Favorite budget shopping?
Favorite budget shopping?
I think for me it's
When we
accessories.
travel though. Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about like a
Like
genre or a place?
Just like somewhere where you can get budget stuff.
I think it's when I travel, I tend to find
On the
really
street,
cool,
in
like
boutiques
street
and stuff.
stores and like your markets, your street markets and things like that. Like I loved
Especially
when
in
I went
Bangkok
to yeah.
and like Bali and
So
stuff.
I didn't
They're
really get to
fantastic
do
stuff.
a lot of shopping in Bangkok. It was raining too hard, so I couldn't really go to the street stores. But I found some insane things when I was in Greece, in like those small, tiny little boutiques and things, and a lot of really reasonable buys by the local designers. So I thought that was great.
Yeah. Favorite magazine?
Harper's.
Yeah.
Bride.
I really like Harper's.
At this point, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean she's the bride to be, so of course.
Yeah.
I've been stalking those
And I love
magazines.
GQ. I think GQ's got some really great content. Like their writers are actually very well.
Most influential social media platform according to you?
Instagram for us at this point.
Yeah. What do you dislike about your job?
There are no weekends off. You have to work.
Yeah,
when,
I was gonna say that, yeah.
When there is work, it could be on a Saturday, Sunday,
Or it
and
could
you
be a
just,
Sunday, or
it could be
a
at 4
Sunday.
a.m. and you just have
Yeah,
to.
like recently we had a 5 a.m. Call time, but our manager was there at 5. We got that like 6:20. But yeah, like there's no sleep for us. There's no sleep for the
the
wicked.
thing is
I
that
guess,
even when
you know.
we're out, people are asking about work, so we're just constantly talking about work, constantly. Like, I need to tell myself, like, stop talking about work.
And I guess when it's your own company, you're constantly thinking about it because it's yours, you know? You never really stop thinking about it, so that's something that we
it's not a
struggle
9
with.
to 5 job that you're like, I'll get to it at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah. Unknown designer that you absolutely love.
Well, for Gen Next, I recently not worked with, but I was a muse to one of the Gen Next designers, Dimeng Rubu, and I think she's going to do some really awesome things. Siddhartha Bansal had some beautiful pieces, right?
He was so good.
I love his
last
stuff,
time.
by the
His
way.
stuff was really
I know.
nice.
So I guess maybe they're already known, but yeah, amazing stuff.
Yeah. And finally, what makes you smile? Each of you.
So many things. Oh my god. Nice pajamas, chocolates.
Looking at my ring right now.
Yeah. The fact that she's getting married, our fiance/husbands.
So many things.
When we're feeling flush and can shop. So many things.
Oh, wow. That's lovely. So now we're going to answer a few questions from some of our listeners. Give us a few beauty myths that you feel need to be broken.
So I hear this all the time, especially from like my mom or, like especially the elders who think that wearing makeup every day is bad for you. It's actually not anymore. If you choose the right brands, if you choose brands that suit your skin and that are not infused with chemicals, it might even actually do good for your skin because there's so many vitamins now and moisturizers in your makeup that you don't need to worry. And if you obviously take care of your skin just in general, like drink lots of water, have your night routine, have your morning routine, wear sunblock, you shouldn't have an issue.
And someone wants to know, what do you think about the Kim Kardashian incident that just happened when she got robbed? You know about that,
let's
right?
take this.
I think
She's
it's
got
relevant to
theories.
you because y'all are into social media, and I think she's getting a lot of flack because of her social media updates.
I think it's an inside job. That's what I think. So I'm not going to fall to that someone actually did get into her room. I feel like it's just for her show and publicity and things like that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's
someone's got
based
a
on,
conspiracy
there
theory.
are like 1 billion people with Instagram accounts who have even 1 billion more followers than Kim Kardashian or us for that matter.
Really?
And
Bigger than Kim Kardashian?
yeah, there's so many people who have so many followers. So I just don't think that it's your, meaning actors and actresses even in India, like they're so well known, and I don't think that's
And
the
she's
reason.
always trying to push the envelope, right? Like now she recently put up a picture where she's barely covering like her lady parts. You know,
Yeah.
and in an outfit that she's wearing out. Like she's walking on the street. It's not like a nude shoot she's doing for a magazine. So she's always pushing the envelope. So I mean, Sumi's theory could actually be
Yeah,
right.
like if you're so well connected and you're, why do you have only
You have
one
bodyguards.
bodyguard? Why do you have only one
How is
bodyguard
that?
who's taken your sister out? Like, how did a guy get through the hotel security, get through places to enter your bedroom and then hold a gun against you? I just don't fall for it. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, I don't know. I feel like I'm not sure whether it's fake, and I feel like I feel bad for her that she's got so much flack about it because of the whole social media aspect. Because I feel like sometimes she gets the raw end of the deal, but
I love her. Like
I love
Sumaya's
her.
a Kardashian
Oh my
fan.
god, I
Don't
watch
get
it
us
every
wrong.
Sunday. Like
I'm indifferent. She's...
Yeah. I talk about them all the time.
Yeah.
I love them, but I just think that this is
This
so
was-
legal.
Why don't you
Okay.
tell the
What?
listeners, why don't you tell our followers what you wanted your wedding hashtag
I wanted
to
my
be?
wedding hashtag to be keeping up with the Shahs, but
And
no one
I
liked
said
it.
no. I said no.
I asked for it and everyone was like, no, people are going to judge you. And I'm like,
Your love for the Kardashians cannot infiltrate your wedding. They
I
just
love all
cannot.
of them.
oh wow. Well, thank you so much for talking to us.
It was so
course.
great being here
We loved
today.
We'll see you soon, and we'll be in touch.
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Thanks so much for tuning in yet again. We look forward to seeing you again next week. Until then, follow us on Instagram at @stylogram_official and on Facebook at @stylogram_official. You can also download our podcasts on iTunes and SoundCloud. See you soon.